What's up everyone, Kyle Sasson here. Welcome back to another video. We have my WrestleMania 41 predictions. We got 2 nights of stacked action to talk about, so we're not going to waste any time. We are going to get straight into it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for reviews on this. I might try to split up the reviews. I'm going to do the predictions all I want. I'm going to talk about Saturday first and Sunday. But for reviews, I might try do 2 separate reviews. I might end up just doing one. I don't know. It depends on. It depends on if I have time to do it all, because it is WrestleMania weekend. There's a lot of wrestling on. Even if we just talk about the we got SmackDown tonight. As of recording, this video will probably be coming out Saturday morning, because my NXT video will probably be coming out today when I'm recording this, Friday, and then this be Saturday. If any matches do get added on this episode of SmackDown, I won't be able to talk about. I might edit it in something if I have a chance to, but because as of now, Randy Orton still doesn't have a match since Kevin Owens got injured. We got that. We got the Hall of Fame. We got NXT. 2 nights of WrestleMania. We've got all the independent shows that are going on. So, it's going to be a busy weekend for us wrestling fans. But saying that, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's later into April than usual. But for some reason, it just doesn't have that WrestleMania feel to it yet. It doesn't have that WrestleMania week feel to it yet. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and how I'm feeling. But, But it's still WrestleMania. I'm still excited for just because it is WrestleMania. Let's not waste any more time. Like I said, we've got 7 matches on night 1, 6 so far for night 2. Let's get into it, and we'll kick things off with the Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso. He challenges Gunther for the World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm going with main event Jey Uso to beat Gunther and become new World Heavyweight Champion. I feel like it's what makes the most sense, especially if you look at the story going back to even before the Royal Rumble. It was Gunther saying Jey Uso is not good enough to challenge him for the World Championship, let alone beat him. Jey Uso then upsets everyone and wins the Royal Rumble. Gunther's like, I've already beaten you, stay away, you won't beat me again, I'll beat you again. He keeps beating up Jey Uso, Jey accepts, and then, the Alpha Academy and Austin Theory and Jesse Waller are kind of involved for a bit, and then things pick up again when I was there in London when I seen Jimmy Uso die. Gunther killed Jimmy when he tied Jey to the ropes, and that got a bit of heat back into this feud. Now we've seen a bit more of a serious Jey Uso. He's not coming out yeeting. Well, he did this week on Raw actually, but the week before he didn't come out yeeting. And we're seeing a bit of a serious Jey Uso, and I think Jey Uso, the story is that not only does he win, he gets revenge for his brother. But he proves Gunther wrong. He proves everyone who's doubting him wrong. And he becomes World Heavyweight Champion. And I do think we will see Jimmy come in and help Jey. Maybe he'll break up a pin or cause a distraction or something. That will help Jey beat Gunther and become new World Heavyweight Champion. Tag Team Championships then on the line as the War Raiders versus the New Day. And I'm going with the New Day to win the belts here. The War Raiders, since winning the belts from the Judgment Day, haven't really had a lot to do. They did feud with the Creed brothers for a bit before going into this feud with the New Day. But I'm going with the New Day. Since their heel turn, they started off with a lot of momentum. They started off with a lot of heat. But I feel like that momentum has slowed down. So that's why I am going with the New Day to win, to kind of kickstart the momentum that they did have with the heel turn. It should be a good match. War Raiders, War Machine, a great tag team. New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, a great tag team. So it should be a fun match if given the time. I'm going to go with the New Day to get the win and hopefully kickstart the heel run that they had again. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, and this has been a bit of a fun feud, a bit of a good build, and I think Rey Mysterio beats El Grande Americano here, and we'll get the unmasking, revealing that it was Chad Gable all along. And yeah, like I said, the build of this has been a bit of fun. It's been good going with the LWO and the American Made. And yeah, like I said, I think Mysterio gets the win here at WrestleMania, and then we'll unmask El Grande Americano, revealing it to be Chad Gable that we're all expecting it to be. Then Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm going with Cargill to get the win here. It makes the most sense. Naomi's the one who attacked her, taking her out for months. She took her spot in the tag team with Bianca, taking her tag team title from her. And yeah, the return at the Chamber was done good. They made it look like she's going for Liv. Liv was like, no, it wasn't me. And then bang, she just turns, drops Naomi and kills her while Bianca was losing her shit in the pod. So yeah, they start off the build with this good, and I feel like it's building to Cargill coming back, getting her win, and getting revenge on Naomi. But this should be a good matchup. I'm a big fan of Naomi and Jade Cargill, so I have high hopes that they will deliver an entertaining matchup here. Moving on then to the United States Championship matchup between LA Knight, and the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. I have Jacob Fatu in this one. Jacob Fatu has been very impressive since coming into the ring. I had seen bits of him before in MLW and on some other indie shows, but the way he's adapted to the WWE, the way he's able to get the WWE fans behind him so quickly, it was very good to see. I think Jacob Fatu winning here is the right play, and I will continue to play into the Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu potential split. The next one is very hard to predict. It is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte coming back, winning the Rumble, and then of course we had that mad promo segment on SmackDown a few weeks ago where things got a bit personal. They brought a bit of personal stuff into it. I don't know. I want Tiffany Stratton to win here, but I think Charlotte might win. I want it to be Tiffy time, but it's Charlotte Flair, and you can never bet against Charlotte Flair, so I am going with Charlotte Flair in this one. But I do think this has potential to be a good match. Charlotte has delivered it at WrestleMania in the past. She can deliver. It's just, can she get along with Tiffany Stratton? We've seen it at times with Charlotte when she doesn't like someone or some stuff go wrong, where the kind of match doesn't really go smoothly. I think back there was one with Nia Jax, I'm pretty sure, where they kind of just started throwing punches. But Tiffany and Charlotte has potential to be a good one, and I'm going to go with the Queen to beat Tiffy in that one. And then the main event of night one. I know I've kind of ran through the card a bit quickly here, but we got 2 nights to go through. So, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins. And, Seth Rollins still kind of has a favour role by Paul Heyman. And, that's where the story has been in this one. It's been revolving around Paul Heyman. Which side is he on it? Because he's the wise man, and Roman Reigns is his tribal chief, but CM Punk's his best friend, and now you have Rollins saying, I didn't curb something to you, so now you owe me a favour. It is a tough one to predict. It is a tough one to call, but I'm going Seth Rollins. A lot of the focus has been on Roman. It's been on Punk. And Seth's just kind of been there like, I hate both of you. Why are you both of you doing this? I think it'll be Rollins. I don't know why. I don't know what's making me think it'll be Seth Rollins. CM Punk finally getting his WrestleMania main event. Roman Reigns has had about 10 of them. Rollins has had a few. But there's just something telling me to go Seth Rollins. So that is what my prediction is. I'm going with Seth freaking Rollins to get the win here. and win this matchup. And we're going to move on from the main event triple threat of night 1 to night 2. And the first match I'm going to talk about from night 2 is another triple threat. And I mentioned how Seth Rollins was a bit of a afterthought in the build. Well, not really an afterthought, but the main focus on the feud has been Rollins, or hasn't been on Rollins, it's been on Punk and Roman, and who's Heyman going to align with. This triple threat has been built on an afterthought, and that is Iyo Sky defending the Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Of course, Iyo beat Rhea for the championship after Bianca had won the Chamber the night before, was at ringside kind of distracted and cost Rhea. And then, of course, the match in London, Bianca's special guest referee for no contest. A lot of the feud has been centered around Bianca and Rhea, which makes me think Iyo will retain this. They're telling the story of Bianca and Rhea are focused on each other. They're overlooking Iyo Sky. And Iyo is awesome. Bianca's awesome. Rhea's awesome. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be an awesome matchup. And yeah, I think the story here is they're overlooking Iyo, and that's going to allow Iyo to get the win and retain on this one. But on the other hand, Bianca Belair is on the feet at WrestleMania, and I would like to see them continue the streak and kind of have a build on it and make it something and have a proper end to it. Because losing it in the triple threat match, she might even get pinned in. That will still count as her losing the streak as well. I'm not going to. They might say, oh, well, she didn't lose, so technically she's still undefeated, but I'm not counting that. I would like them to see it, build it into something and have a, big ending to it, kind of like what the Undertakers did, but I don't see her streak going that long or being that big. But also, on the other hand, I feel like this streak is more of a thing that fans have picked up on, and some of the fans have noticed and made a deal of, rather than the WWE, because the WWE haven't really ever mentioned it. I don't even think the WWE know that she's undefeated at WrestleMania, so they mightn't even care. And yeah, this might just be something that the fans have kind of rolled with and made a big deal of. But also, with the Undertaker, his streak didn't really become a big thing until 10-0. When he beat Ric Flair at WrestleMania 18. So, yeah, maybe, again, this is just me overthinking stuff and making it something out of nothing because we don't care about it. But yeah, I'm going to go Iyo Sky here. She just won the belt a month ago. They might have just had her win the belt just to get her involved in this matchup. But yeah, I've been waffling on long enough. I'm going with Iyo Sky to get the win in that one. We're going to continue on talking about the women's division as we got the women's tag team championships on the line next as the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defend against the women's Intercontinental champion Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Bit disappointing that Lyra, the first ever women's Intercontinental champion, isn't defending the match up at isn't defending the title at Mania. You had a match right there with Bayley that you could have done. But yeah, instead they turn around to a tag title matchup, and Chelsea Green, the Women's United States champion, not even on the card. And this was one of the big problems I had with these women's mid-card titles coming into the WWE is, will they actually care about them? Because we've seen it at times with the tag titles, even the women's tag title division, they don't really care about. But that goes for the men's tag division as well at times, like the SmackDown tag titles, even though they've been building up the SmackDown tag division, the titles aren't even on the line. They're doing the Motor City Machine Guns versus versus Street Profits on SmackDown, so maybe we get a big brawl with DIY, Pretty Deadly, maybe even Garza is getting involved, leading to a big multi-man matchup at Mania, but they were setting that up, it was right there for them. Anyway, women's tag titles, Judgment Day are going to retain. I don't see them putting the belts on Bayley and Lyra, even though they could do that and then just have that kind of lead into a future IC title feud. But yeah, I'm just going to go with Liv and Raquel to retain. I don't really have much to say on that match other than ranting on about the the other titles. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I really want to say AJ, but I think Logan will beat him. But we're going to go AJ Styles anyway, because it is the phenomenal AJ Styles, and I love AJ Styles. It should be a fun match. Like, I always have to say this, but I hate how impressive Logan is being in the ring. But, you know, he does format his matches out. He does plan these out and rehearse them months in advance, for weeks. And, you know, it's hard to have a bad match when you have it planned out and you have it rehearsed like that. Because, you know, you have time to work on things, you have times to put things together and go, okay, maybe this will work better here. You know, you're not really calling it on the fly, you're not doing it day of. So yeah, like, it will be a good matchup. I hope AJ gets the win in it. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio to get the win here. The story here has mostly been around the Judgment Day, and you know, there's been teasing for a while. Dominic has wanted new members, Balor hasn't, and yet they've been kind of teasing a bit of a rift in the Judgment Day between Dom and Liv and Raquel, and then you have Finn Balor, and I guess when JD comes back, he'll be on Balor's side. So yeah, I think the finish of this will be something where, like, either Balor has the match won and Dom, like, comes in and steals it, or, you know, Dom, like, gets speared or something. He ends up landing on Balor and getting the win that way. So yeah, I feel like the story there's between Dom and Balor. I like Braun Breaker. Penta's been, you know, Penta's Penta. He's always been good since I've first seen him in Lucha Underground. But I just feel like with the story there, it is the Judgment Day. And having the title on Dominic, continuing to, like, lean into that rift between him and Finn is the way I would go. Sin City street fight between Priest and McIntyre. Again, I've kind of been a fan of this feud. I know a lot of people haven't really. Again, it needed that big thing where Priest slammed Drew through the windscreen of the car. That added a lot to this feud, but the story was already there going back to last year at WrestleMania. Priest cashing in and costing Drew. You know, Priest beating Drew in Scotland with the help of CM Punk. Priest beating McIntyre at Money in the Bank when McIntyre tried to cash in again because of Punk. Eliminating him from the Rumble. Eliminating from the Chamber. The story has been there. Priest has been there at the downfall of Drew McIntyre the whole way through, with help from CM Punk. But yeah, I think Drew gets the win here. He finally slays the demon that is Damian Priest, and then hopefully that allows Drew to move on back into the world title picture, because I just want to see Drew McIntyre back in the world title picture. I think, no, he's on SmackDown. I was going to say you could move him on to Cody Rhodes, but I don't think Cody Rhodes retains. Spoiler alert for the next month. But yeah, you do have the draft coming up. You can bring him back over to Raw and do it over there. But for the world title, I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I think McIntyre should get the win over Priest there. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes defends against John Cena. And I think John Cena gets the win and becomes a 17-time world champion, breaking the record. I feel like it's the right way to do it. Heel John Cena. Will we see The Rock? Will The Rock come on to help John Cena? We don't know. But I've been liking the feud. I've been liking the promos they've had. Of course, the last time we seen John Cena, but again, I believe he's on SmackDown tonight. As of recording, we'll already have aired by the time I upload this though and edit it. So yeah, but the last time we seen Cena up to this point of recording, he was left laying by Cody Rhodes in the O2 in London. And yeah, I think it's John Cena's to win, and then the story will be Cody Rhodes maybe win it back at SummerSlam or something down the road. Yeah, I cannot see Cody retaining over Cena here. Would I be surprised if we did that? Not really. But I just don't see it. But yeah. So let me know your WrestleMania predictions for both night 1 and 2 in the comment section below. I will try to get separate reviews out, but I may not have time to, so I might end up just having to do one on Monday. But yeah, that's it, my WrestleMania night 1 and 2 predictions. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.